my channel Forum at Now. Today, let us discuss about the power of democracy. Democracy is a process of electing your parliamentarians by the people of any country. For example, India is the largest democracy in the world where 1.4 billion people elected their parliamentarians in an election system. In India, the election system is happening by electronic voting machines. US is a democratic country, UK is a democratic country. Like many various countries are democratic countries where election process are happen either by electronic voting machines or ballot papers. So, which is better for the better life of the people of the countries. The channel Forum at Now believes democracy is the most selective method of improving the life of people because there should not be any autocratic leader in any democratic systems, whether in USA, UK, India, or any countries where the election process are happening by the mandate of people. Wherever the election process is not there, either one ruling party or one leader emerge as the autocratic leader and he will improve his wealth. At the same time, he will make the hell or disappointment of the people of those countries. This channel doesn't want to pinpoint any of the leaders or any country particularly. However, we are in 2024, so this channel want to analyze the current situations happening in three emerging countries such as India, Bangladesh and UK. Let us start with the UK. UK is a democratic country. Their constitution is not written in the documents. There, the people elect their parliamentarians to form the government and take decisions. There are two major political parties in Britain. Those parties are Conservative Party and Labour Party. The Conservative Party were in power for the last 14 years. Various leaders become the prime ministers of Great Britain. The latest leader, representative from Conservative Party, was Mr. Rishi Sunak, who was elected by the party as a prime minister for the last 1 year. However, after 14 years, in the recent concluded election in July 2024, the Conservative Party lost the election and lost the mandate of the people. The principal opposition party, Labour Party, emerged as victorious and their leader, Mr. Starmer, was elected as the Prime Minister of UK after 14 years. So there is a transition process of democracy from one party to another party. Let us analyze how the 14 years rule of Conservative Party affected the people of United Kingdom or Great Britain. There was unemployment, there was uncertainty, there is an issue in the tax regimes. The previous government under Conservative Party reduced the tax to the billionaires people or the rich people. They equalized the tax regime of wealthy people and the poor people at the same level. It was very poor decision, affected the country economic wealth. Lot of chaos created that country, created unemployment, created economic disaster in that country. So various people or various leaders were changed in their government during conservative tenure. The latest person was Mr. Rishi Sunak, the son of the immigrants from India. He was the finance minister of the previous regime under conservative leadership. He tried to escape the UK economy from the disaster. He tried to escape the UK economy from disaster to better improvement of the people of UK. But it was not enough. The recent concluded election, the Conservative Party lost the election and the Labour Party under the leadership of Mr. Stammer won the election with the landslide mandate of the people. There is a transition process from one government to another government. But the damage was already done. The immigration was the issues, lot of asylum seekers in their country. Minority appeasement was another issue. Lot of minority people wanted to get asylum because they were because they used to face lot of religious attack or against their fundamental rights in various other countries. They came to UK as refugees and they tried to get asylum, and it will affect the economy of United Kingdom or Great Britain. So minorities are another issue. Economic disaster is another issue. Unemployment an issue. UK exited from European Union. It was called Brexit. The Brexit affected the UK economy rather than the European Union. It was an autocratic decision without considering the request of other European Union members. The country itself wanted to be autocratic process. The leaders wanted to be autocratic leaders. One party under the conservative leadership remained in the governance for the 14 years. It affected the UK pound and the life of the people. There was a transition process from one government to another when Labour Party came to the power. There are a lot of uncertainty how the government or the country should overcome the economic disaster. Suddenly, there was a false propaganda created against religious minorities in that country. In a concert, 3 young children were brutally killed by a 17-year-old boy. So, initial reports suggested from or there is a false rumors across social media that the boy, the attacker, was a religious asylum seeker. He was a Muslim boy. With this false propaganda, the white people or the people of United Kingdom, citizens of United Kingdom, were against religious minorities or asylum seekers. They started widespread attack against minorities or the asylum seekers. It created a lot of chaos in that country. Here, a government changed from one government when the previous government mistakes or lot of asylum seekers. They should have settled the issues in the previous government regimes. They couldn't do that. The people are unhappy. They need job. Their income level came down. They are struggling to get food, medicines, proper housing, etc. So, when the people were struggling, there will be a reason to cause some issues. So, religion made an issue. So, unfortunately, the unfortunate time, 3 young children were brutally killed by young boy, regardless of whatever the religion he belongs. Unfortunately, he is a Muslim. So, false propaganda created that he is an asylum seeker. With this false propaganda, people started attacking the minority religions. So, Stammer has to do a lot of work to give the improvement of the people across the country, regardless of which religion they belongs. Hope he can do that. He has to strengthen the UK democracy. The question remains, 14 years, one party under conservative remained the government, whether it was an autocratic process, whether it created an autocratic leadership. So democracy should be strengthened there. Let us come to Southern Asia. There chaos happening, one of the biggest democratic country, that is Bangladesh. As we know, Bangladesh was created as a separation from another religious country called Pakistan. Pakistan was formed as a separate country divided from India after the British rule. When Great Britain was planning to leave India and give freedom to India, there was an agreement between India and Great Britain to divide India as two countries, that is India and Pakistan. Pakistan was created based on the religion. Pakistan, Pakistan is an Islamic republic, however, India is a democratic republic. Later, there was an uncertainty in Pakistan about livelihood of the people. There are two regions in Pakistan. The development was happening only one regions. So it is a religious chaos creating that country among the same religions in the name of development. So the question remained. Here also, the democratic leaders become autocratic leaders, or they decide to give the development only one particular region. So other region of Pakistan was unhappy. So it created widespread protests in 1971. So it affected the neighboring country, India's democratic process or the livelihood of people of India. The people started migrating to India. Then India should have intervened to stop the violence in their country. So with India's support, the people started a protest, or India support the protest for the improvement of the people of Pakistan. It remained question. So intervention of India under the leadership of Srimati Indira Gandhi, the former powerful Prime Minister of India. Pakistan started a war against India. With this war, India has won, and with India leadership, Pakistan was divided as two countries. The second country was created as Democratic Republic of Bangladesh. Even though religion is a main factor in the Bangladesh decided to go to democratic process. So various leaders changed. There are various political parties in Bangladesh. There are various political parties in Bangladesh. The main party in Bangladesh was Awami League. The leaders of Bangladesh, or the supporters of Bangladesh, participated in the revolution of Bangladesh to get freedom from Pakistan. Later, end of 80s and 90s, two leaders emerged there, two powerful women leaders, become Khalida Zia and Sheikh Hasina, representing Awami League. Last 15 years, Khalida Zia was in jail. However, Sheikh Hasina was the Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina was a popular leader. She helped the democratic as well as development process of Bangladesh. But last 15 years governance, she became an autocratic leader. She tried to put the opposition leaders behind the bar. Khalida Zia was put behind the bar for the last 15 years by the leadership of Sheikh Hasina, accusing corruption. Khalida Zia is a 78 years old lady. Everyone thought she is unable to come out from the prison and her life will end up in the jail. Another economic leader was in Bangladesh. His name is Dr. Muhammad Yunus. He's the first and only person he got Nobel Prize Award for his micromanagement in finance, and which helped to improve the life of billions of people in Bangladesh. Since Dr. Muhammad Yunus used to get support from the people regardless of their religion, region and their economic standards, the previous president of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, was in uncertainty. She was scared, she was fear, she was under pressure, thinking she will lose their power. So Dr. Muhammad Yunus was accused in some microfinance crimes, and the court has given 6-month imprisonment for him, and he was in jail under the leadership of Sheikh Hasina. After 6-month jail time, he was not allowed to stay in his own country in Bangladesh. He was to exile from Bangladesh, and he was in a self-exile in the UK. He was deported in his country for the last so many years. But what is the current uncertainties in Bangladesh? The leader of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, she was a former person helped for development of Bangladesh. She was close to neighboring countries, especially India. Wanted to be an autocratic leader. Last 15 years, she suppressed the voice of opposition, put the opposition leaders behind the bar, especially Begum Khalida Zia. So, the party Awami League decided to give 30% reservation to the people or the relatives of the people who participate in the independent movement of Bangladesh. It was a political game by the leader Sheikh Hasina because the freedom fighters or the relatives of freedom fighters belong to Awami League. She wanted to create a political autocracy, destroying other opposition leaders and the parties, and Sheikh Hasina wanted to be an autocratic leader like any other leaders where there is no democracy. It backfired. The unemployed youth went to street and they started protesting, and some of the leaders of student unions went to Bangladesh Supreme Court. Supreme Court intervened and Supreme Court declared this decision is undemocratic, and they reduced the 30% reservation to the freedom fighters or their families to 5%. Even though the reduction from 30% to 5% for the reservation of the government jobs, the student leaders were not happy. They started protesting in the streets and attacking the government establishment, the people belonging to Awami League and the government functionaries. They created a lot of chaos in that country. So the protest came to the residence of Sheikh Hasina. She didn't have any option, none other than to resign from the position of Prime Minister. So the Bangladesh army interfered and forced it to resign, and they helped to rescue her from the chaos where she has to face the heat of student union leaders or the general public. She was immediately evacuated and made a safe haven in another neighboring country, India. India gave a protection to Sheikh Hasina, promising she'll be safe, but India cannot give the permanent establishment or permanent residence to Sheikh Hasina. India gave only temporary shelter. She is trying to get a permanent shelter or refugee status in UK. So forget India, what is happening in Bangladesh. So the protest went to the streets and it converted to an anti-Hindu or anti-minority attacks. It's the leaders or the student unions started attacking minority establishments, minorities there, especially Hindus, Buddhists, as well as Awami League leaders or the people who support Awami League. They destroyed so many houses, shop and establishment, political offices of Awami League, temples and other religious institutions belong to minorities. Neighboring country India has protested very strongly against the attack on minorities in Bangladesh. So Bangladesh army has to interfere. Bangladesh army believed in democratic process. They promised the people of Bangladesh, especially student unions, they will establish a new democratic region rather than creating autocracy of Bangladesh army. So what is the immediate solution in front of Bangladesh army? It was proposed by the student union leaders to create an interim government under the leadership of Dr. Mohammed Yunus, who is a self-exile in UK for the crime accusations, financial crime accusation against him by the previous Bangladesh regime. So he was requested by Bangladesh army to come to Bangladesh and to take over and create a takeover government till the permanent establishment of permanent election process happened. He agreed. I came back to Bangladesh and he requested for the peaceful environment in that country, request national leaders to come back from the street and concentrate your work and to rebuild this country. The question here, what was the problem in Bangladesh? A leader wanted to be an autocratic leader. Wherever the democracy diminishes, the chaos or disappointment of people start. Hope Muhammad Yunus can help for the people to recreate that country and to create peace and make better life for all people regardless of minorities, majorities, etc. Let us wait for 2024. Other countries already issues are happening like Russia is attacking Ukraine for the last 2 years. We know that Russia is going to be the autocratic process or Ukraine is challenging democratic process. That's the question. Russia was divided as different countries. So now Russia want to come back with their power. They want to come back. They want to showcase the world that they are the emerging power of the world. So whoever is questioning Russia's leadership, they try to surprise. They want to surprise. So Ukraine did a mistake. They thought it's a small mistake. For Russia, it is a big crime. They wanted to unite with NATO under leadership of UK, USA, etc. NATO is a common enemy of Russia as well as China. So, since Ukraine is trying to have a friendship with NATO, Russia decided to attack Ukraine. Ukraine was not ready to avoid any support of NATO. For the last 2 years, the innocent people's lives are held in those regions. Other issue happening in the Middle East. Here, Israel and Palestine war is happening. Here, Hamas is another political form of Palestinians. Either it may be a terrorist organization or religious organizations. They want to showcase the world or they want to create a religious kingdom. So they used to challenge Israel always. But Hamas dictatorship was never approved by Israel. Israel believe in the religious forms of autocratic leadership in another way, even though democracy is there. When Hamas challenged Israel, or they attacked in Israel and abducted various Israeli nationals, demanding release of the people or terrorists imprisoned in Israel with the condition those people abducted will be released. Israel was not ready. Israel attacked Hamas. Finally, the attack went to against the spirit and the life of innocent citizens in Palestine. So, it is clear definition of lack of democracy. Now let us come to India. India is the largest democratic country in the world. Various political parties in India. The major political parties in India are Indian National Congress, Bharatiya Janata Party, CPIM, Trinamool Congress, DMK, AMDK, etc. in various states, various regions with various ideologies. For the history of democratic India, the Congress government or the people affiliated with the Congress led the government for the last 60 years. 16 years was ruled by the opposition leaders from Bharatiya Janata Party, the present regime in India. In 1975, emergency happened. The Congress leader Indira Gandhi, she was emerging and powerful leader, created an emergency, declared an emergency in that country. That time the democratic process was in standstill. The democratic process was destroyed. However, the opposition leaders united under various organizations, political parties. They ousted the government of Indira Gandhi and they united and they formed the government. However, Indira Gandhi has come back strongly. Again, she left the government. In 1996, a leader called Atal Bihari Vajpayee, the former leader of Janasangh and the leader of Bharatiya Janata Party, created his government. At the end of 1990s, he was able to succeed government for 6 years. In 2004, Dr. Manmohan Singh was Prime Minister. In 2004, it was a comeback year of Indian National Congress. Indian National Congress formed the government under the banner of United Progressive Alliance UPA for the last 10 years. In 2014, there was a change happened by Bharatiya Janata Party under the leadership of Narendra Damodar Das Modi. Last 10 years, Narendra Modi is the Prime Minister of India. It was a democratic process, but the opposition leaders or the opposition people used to accuse that Narendra Modi is going to be an autocratic leader. The second National Democratic Alliance government had 340 seats in 543 strong Indian Parliament. 272 seats was a majority mark. However, he has massive support of 340 MPs. In the recent concluded election 2024, he forecast his party going to win 350 above seats and his alliance will be winning 400 seats. But some of the leaders of his alliance promised the people, if we get above 400 seats, we can do various things. But the opposition leaders accused that if the National Democratic Alliance got above 400 seats, Narendra Modi will be an autocratic leader and an autocratic nation will be created without election process. They got support from various quarters, either they might have believed or all party members or on the ideological members of Narendra Modi was against his leadership. Even though Narendra Modi forecast about 400 seats in the concluded election, his party got only 240 seats, just 32 seats short away to form the government. However, he was able to form the government with 296 seats with the support of alliance. Bharatiya Janata Party lost 63 seats even though they forecasted 60 seats more than the present seat which they enjoyed. Even though Narendra Damodar Das Modi became the Prime Minister of again, his party was able to form the government. There was widespread criticism or there was opposition from the people against his leadership. So, it was an indicator for Modi as well as his party. They had to concentrate or they had to win the heart of the people for the better government. There are widespread opposition or feelings among the people against his leadership or his party. It is a beauty of Indian democracy. There will be an opposition is there, then or there will be an opposition voice is there, then only the democracy will succeed. Last 10 years, there was no opposition leader in India. The reason is that if any party want to get the opposition leader, they have to get 10% of seats in Indian Parliament. That means any of the party, if they are not winning less above 54 seats or 54 seats, they will not get opposition leader position. None of the parties was able to get 54 seats for the last two consecutive elections in 2014 and 2019. 2024 election, the main principal opposition party of India, Indian National Congress, was able to win 99 seats. So it crossed the threshold of 54 seats. So Mr. Rahul Gandhi, one of the prominent parliamentarians of Indian Parliament, representing Indian National Congress, become the opposition leader, the principal challenger to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So it is the beauty of Indian democracy. Now let us see one of the crises happening in India. Flood, monsoons are the main crisis in India, natural calamities. It will affect the people of India across north, south, west, etc. Natural calamities, monsoons, etc. affecting the people of southern India, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, on western part of India or northern part of India like Bihar, Delhi, etc. So whatever the natural calamities happening, the Indian people are united, regardless of what party or religion you belong. Recently, we know that Wayanad, it's a district in southern state Kerala, landslide happened because of monsoon, heavy rains. Because of landslides, around above 400 people lost their lives. Flood created, hills damaged, above 4,000 families affected, more than 100 people missing, unable to trace out. So, regardless of religion, regardless of political parties, regardless of your ideologies, regardless of you are Hindu, Christian, Muslims, all people united in India came to rescues under leadership of the government, whether they are in state government or central government, whether Indian Army, Indian Air Force, Indian Navy, all so many volunteer organizations united together to rescue the people trapped under the soil or the rocks. So it is a beauty of democracy. The people are united. Wherever there is no autocratic leader and there is no autocratic political parties. So let us hope with the livelihood of the people in India improved. India is a lesson, or India is a moral booster to strengthen democracy, or good indicator of how democracy succeeds. So the countries like UK, Bangladesh, which are already in democratic process, need lot of improvements. So United States of America is another democratic country. It's the first democratic country in the world. There are every 4 years the government regimes are changing, but lot of uncertainties there. So it is called with the issues of political process there. However, democracy is succeeding there also. If United States emerge as one of the economic power of the country, the reason is there also democracy is strengthening, but of the process which they follow. So, wherever the democracy should be strengthened, the livelihood of people also should be improved. The channel forum at now believe democracy should be succeeded across the globe. Let us come with another interesting topic which you like. Thank you for watching Forum at Now. Please subscribe this channel. Thank you.